Project Net Park. Case file 004/VBCDs. Download from Matrix mainframe. Complete. PolyPhotonix. Company profile. Access granted.
I'm Richard Kirk and I'm the Chief Executive of PolyPhotonix. PolyPhotonix is a biophotonic research company looking at the prevention of neovascular growth. The photoreceptors in the eye have very different responses, and we're looking at 498 nanometer response as opposed to 520 nanometer response.
Eye. Definitely something about an eye. T-Spot, we need that in a bit more clarity, please.
Decoding technical jargon.
We're saving sight. We're saving sight for people who would otherwise go blind. It's very exciting because we've been nominated as one of the 100 objects that changed the world.
Woohoo! Have some of that. One of the top 100 objects that changed the world. How does this object work exactly?
What we're doing is, in one sense, it's a light mask, but in another sense, it's an oxygen mask. We're preventing the change of oxygen in the eye at night. And in turn, what we do is prevent neovascular growth. Now, that's a complicated way of saying new vessels are growing in the back of the eye. If you're old or you have diabetes, new vessel growth is compromised and it starts to leak and break down in the eye. So you're getting very small aneurysms, little breaks in the vessels, they start leaking blood and they change the thickness of the macula. And this is the disease. So we figured out by putting a very small amount of energy into the eye, we prevent this neovascular growth. And we found in clinical trials that we can actually reverse the condition of diabetic retinopathy and people's eyesight starts to improve again.
Jaw-dropping stuff. The mask is called the Noctura 400. PolyPhotonix believe around 104 million people could benefit from its treatment, an invention that will likely have global impact. Richard says the collaborative environment of NetPark has played a big role.
We work very closely with CPI. We have access to the National Institute of Printed Electronics. In turn, they've got about £40 million worth of kit and equipment that we just go in and play with like a sweetie shop. And that's where we do all our research. So we've got critical mass. If we don't have that resource ourselves, within a 20-minute car ride, everybody's here. And that's absolutely fantastic, and that's why we're located here.
PolyPhotonix are clearly on the up. They're currently taking on an extra staff member every single month. As the company moves into commercialisation, the workforce could triple over the next 2 years. I just wondered though, what that eureka moment was like for Richard and the team when they realised they'd cracked it.
There was never really a eureka moment in terms of developing the mask. That's been a long, hard slog. It's quite strange sometimes because you tend to become a little bit blinkered in the research and occasionally you're forced to come up for air and you're forced to come up for air and look around you when you actually start to interact with patients. And now we've got people who've been using the mask for 6 or 9 months and they contact us and they send us letters and sometimes they come into the factory and see us and they say, "You've changed my life." And then you get to know the story behind it. They were going blind, what that meant for their family, they were going to lose their jobs. When that impacts on you and you understand the person behind it, it actually starts to mean something.
Initiating Wonderment upgrade in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Commencing Wonderment upgrade.
We're starting to find and discover things that have simply never been looked before. And so it's a case of watch this space. I think we're going to do some really interesting work over the next few years. Most of the things I can't tell you about. I know you'd love to know about these things, but I can't. But one of the things I can talk about is accelerated wound healing. Smart bandages, smart plasters. The ability to put a plaster on your arm, have it emit a light, or in our terms an energy, for a short while, and actually see a result. It's Star Trek, isn't it, when Spock used to wave his wand over somebody and make them better. We're getting into this realm now. It is science fiction, but we are doing that work. It is coming, and it's all happening here in the Northeast.
BBCT's Project Net Park shutting down.